Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jean Hickox, principal of Attleboro Community Academy, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 15th annual commencement ceremony. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. A warm welcome to our distinguished guests this evening, the Mayor of Attleboro, the Honorable Kathleen D. Simone, School Committee Chairman Rob Geddes, and Vice Chairman Scott Dominici, Secretary Bill Larson, members Shannon Johnson, Lynn Porto, and Aaron Bennett, Superintendent of Schools David Sawyer, Assistant Superintendent Lori Reagan, Director of Special Education Yvonne Medeiros, Director of Family Engagement and Assistance Joanne DePalma, and administrators and staff from throughout the district. In addition, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank Assistant Principal Mr. George for the most wonderful faculty and staff one could ask for. It is because of this team's willingness to work together that this school is a success. Welcome to you, families and friends of the graduates, and finally, and indeed most importantly, welcome graduates, the Attleboro Community Academy Class of 2024. Graduates, this evening is always a bittersweet one for me because it is the last time I will address you as a group. And while I know that each and every one of you is ready for your next chapter, I am saddened to see you go. We have had our moments, both good and bad, our ups and downs, that much is certain. But tonight, I want you all to know that the ACA staff and I never, ever stopped believing that you could get to this moment. I have enjoyed getting to know each of you and growing with all of you. Your depth and insight never cease to amaze me. You always give me cause to think and reflect, and for that, I thank you. I know school has not always been easy for you, and as you sit there, you know over the years the things that got in the way of your progress from time to time. Some of it was your own mistakes, and much of it was due to outside factors beyond your control. But I hope that in this moment, every one of you can see that none of that matters because you found within yourself the tools you needed to succeed. When the going got tough, you dug deep and you committed to earning this diploma because you set your mind to it. You've learned to accept responsibility, to advocate for yourselves, and to persevere. We are proud of you, as I hope you are proud of yourselves. Now it is time for you to embark on the next stage of your journey. My advice to you is to keep looking forward and continue to accept support when it is offered. I will leave you with this thought. You didn't come this far to only come this far. Keep moving ahead and never stop trying. Congratulations to you all. And now, please join me in giving a warm welcome to the Mayor of the City of Attleboro, Kathleen D. Simone.
Hello, ACA. Are we excited? We're graduating. Let's go. It's a big day, and I've got a little speech, so that's the good news. All right. Good evening, graduates, and good evening, everyone else here to love and support and congratulate the students. Thank you, Principal Hickox and the Attleboro Community Academy, for inviting me again to participate in this wonderful commencement ceremony. Thank you, too, to all of the great teachers who inspired, educated, and supported you all in your educational journeys. And I should point out that not all teachers are in the schools. There are all kinds of teachers in this world. Some work for the school system. Some are your neighbors. Some are your family members. Some are your friends or your friends' parents or your grandparents. But to all those people who taught you and showed you the way and got you here, I say thank you. And many, many thanks to the parents, the grandparents, the guardians, the aunts, the uncles, the brothers, the sisters, and friends who loved and believed in each of these graduates every step of the way. To the graduates here tonight, please know that as a fellow Attleboro resident, parent, citizen, and mayor, I am humbled, grateful, and proud of each and every one of you. I applaud all of you for your hard work and your commitment to education and personal growth. I know the road was challenging at times, and some of you may have stumbled along the way, but no matter how you got here, you are, in fact, here. As I was preparing my comments for this evening, I found myself thinking about what it means to graduate. And I realized that I prefer to think of graduating not only in the academic sense, but in the terms of fine-tuning and calibrating and making adjustments to graduate as needed in a given situation. And in that sense, today's ceremony does not mark an end point or a new beginning. Rather, it is an acknowledgement and celebration that you have made noticeable and meaningful changes toward becoming who you are and who you will be. And for that reason, friends, and many more, I hope you graduate many, many times in and through your life. So to all of those who are graduating tonight and beyond, may you always be brave, be brilliant, and be you. Congratulations, well done, keep going.
Thank you, Mayor DeSimone. In all walks of life, school or work, we as human beings have good years and at times tougher ones. If I'm being honest, this year has been a challenging one for me, both personally and professionally. But like the people sitting in these rows in front of me, I find myself finishing strong, and that is due in large part to the unwavering support that I have received from our leader. With his constant encouragement, sage advice, and a little bit of his trademark humor thrown in, we have successfully expanded ACA to include junior high so we can continue to grow and serve more students in Attleboro in an alternative setting. I can honestly say I could not have accomplished this without his solid and consistent guidance. Please join me in welcoming our superintendent, David Sawyer.
Thank you, Jean. You're too kind. Graduation from high school is a meaningful milestone in our society. It signifies much more than successful completion of some arbitrary set of academic requirements. For more than 9 out of 10 students in Massachusetts, it is a rite of passage into adult life. But beware, this ritual comes with no guarantees. Enduring success and happiness prove to be elusive for most who seek them. And I suspect many of the adults you know would admit that this is just one of the many ways that life after high school is quite different from what is imagined. The fact is, life's journey is rarely what we expect, and the well-worn path to a high school diploma does little to reveal this fundamental truth for the majority who travel it. But this is why you all now have an advantage over most others. Regardless of your personal reasons for being here today, you have made it to graduation by way of an alternate route. And in doing so, you have already learned one of life's greatest lessons. Anything worth having is worth striving for. And conversely, anything that comes easily has little lasting value. Therefore, leave this auditorium today with confidence that your voyage to this moment, by virtue of your deliberate decision to will yourself here rather than simply be carried by the routine momentum that suffices for most people, makes your individual success the far greater achievement. Remember this, and you will persevere in the face of any challenge. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and good luck into what is to come.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer. At this time, I'd like to call up a student who has been with us since our days in the old building, someone who has become a part of the fabric of ACA. He will read a poem we feel reflects our beliefs. It is my pleasure to invite Brett DiCristoforo to read It Couldn't Be Done.
It couldn't be done. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face. If he worried he hit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done. And he did it. Somebody scoffed. Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one ever has done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands of prophecy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it.
Thank you, Brett. The Jeffrey Newman Education Advocate Award was so named in 2013 in honor of Jeffrey Newman, former principal of Attleboro High School and a 30-year veteran of Attleboro Public Schools. It was Mr. Newman who, with others, shared a vision and helped develop it into the creation of Attleboro Community Academy. Each year, this award is given to a community member who supports our work. This year, we would like to offer this to a gentleman who, with his team, has truly enriched our lives and our stomachs. Unfortunately, at last minute, he was unable to attend to receive this small recognition. I do just want to say that we all know that it is difficult, if not impossible, to learn and function when one is hungry. And Chef Sean O'Hara always remembers us at ACA. He makes sure we have warm food to eat every night, and when there are leftovers from other events, he often brings them to ACA for our students to enjoy. Given all that he manages in the high school and throughout the district, we are truly grateful. So thank you to Chef O'Hara. We're very sorry you couldn't be with us, and we'll give you a round of applause anyway. Each year, the faculty and staff come together to choose one student who has consistently shown to be conscientious and dedicated to their education, one who participates in the school community and shows goodness towards others. Essentially, this person represents our motto of striving to be our best selves. This year's recipient is all of these things and more. Academically, one of the brightest, most serious students I've encountered in my career, this student is a critical thinker and detailed writer. She is a thoughtful and creative person, as well as a talented artist. She's a gentle presence at ACA, and her calm demeanor, even when things are hectic, is a breath of fresh air. She's a model of consistency, always producing quality work with a good attitude. She has always done what was required, but so much more. While she was certain of a desire for a high school diploma, her future plans remained uncertain. She's now considering applying for college, which has long been our hope. Academics aside, I've observed her being a true friend, particularly when someone needs it the most. On the outside, she may appear to be a person of few words, but deep inside is a person of strong character, one who is able to think and act for herself, all things we value at ACA. This year's recipient of the Student Award for Excellence is Marissa Carroll. I am proud to announce that for the first time ever, 3 ACA students are the recipients of scholarships from the Attleboro Scholarship Foundation. At this time, Ms. Gerald will come up to announce them.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I'm so excited to announce this. The Friends of ACA Book Award and Friends of ACA Scholarships are offered to students who have demonstrated a desire to contribute in and out of the ACA classrooms while showing compassion for their peers. These awards were established for students planning to attend a post-secondary institution in the fields of their choice. So for this, the 2 Friends of ACA Book Awards are awarded to Carolina Packard Flores and Alton Sage Lambro Hathaway. Come on up. Come on up to receive them. And this year's Friends of ACA Scholarship recipient is awarded to Miss Serenity Newberry.
Thank you, Ms. Gerald. I have mentioned that nothing at ACA would be possible without our amazing staff and all that they bring to the school. But alas, bittersweet has been the word of the evening, and now I need to take this opportunity to thank 2 women who have been an integral part of the growth and development of ACA over the past several years. Like our graduates, their lives are changing, and they will both be moving on to their next adventures. I am honored to have worked with them both, and my life has been enriched having known them. Here to share their reflections from over the years, Ms. Kendall Panye and Ms. Morgan Walsh.
Sorry, I need a second. Good evening. My name is Morgan Walsh, and I have been at ACA as an English teacher since 2018.
And I'm Kendall Panye, and I have been ACA's social studies teacher since 2019.
In our time here, we've seen ACA grow and change in remarkable ways. The program has expanded to serve more students, including 7th and 8th graders. We've seen ACA become a true community school where students attend for a full day and really get to know one another. But most of all, we've been overjoyed to see our students achieve what once may have seemed impossible, becoming a high school graduate.
Over the years, ACA students have overcome truly difficult odds in their academic journeys, and every year, our students have shone brightly. ACA alumni have gone to the military, college, trade schools, and careers, and this year is no different. In a way, this is our graduation too. We are both bidding a bittersweet farewell to ACA as we transition into the next phases of our careers, and we are honored to be a part of this class of 2024, who have accomplished so much personally and academically. Now, graduates, we'd like to invite you down a short trip on memory lane.
It's amazing to see the group of graduates sitting in front of us here today. Some of you were with us in our first years teaching. That was when we were in the old building, remember? Or maybe you were actually a student of ours in day school when we were still teaching at the high school. While Ms. Panye and I are quite a bit older than you, I feel as though I can speak for the both of us when I say that you provided me with as many, if not more, learning experiences than I tried to provide you over the years. For example, many of you showed me the power of perseverance. Some of you here today left on your own accord or even asked to leave school at one point. You could have stayed away, gone down a different path, but instead you made the decision to come back and prove to yourself and others that you are able, skillful, intelligent people who are worthy and deserving of a high school education. You've also taught me the importance of being true to yourself and having a strong character. While many of you have grown and changed throughout the years you've spent with us, you've also managed to keep the best parts of yourself close and only evolved the aspects of you that needed some love and attention. Whether it's expressing yourself through crafting a cool outfit, writing music, or restoring an old item to make it new again, I've seen how each of you have allowed yourselves, your passions, your values in life to dictate who you want to be and what you want to do.
Indeed, as a class, you have a remarkably creative spirit, and all of you have used that creativity to make this school a better place in some way. Some of you we have only known for a short time, but all of you have left a lasting positive impression on our community. Some of you are talented artists who have beautified our spaces with your work. Some of you are natural comedians who have brightened our days with laughter. And I do want to thank you all for keeping me current on all the Gen Z slang and TikTok jokes. And many of you have a wonderful sense of intellectual curiosity. You have impressed me in debates and discussions with your ability to think on your feet. You have found your voices, which will serve you whatever you do in life. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be your teacher.
So some final words for our graduating class. Remember to always ask for help. Don't fear failure, and genuinely engage with the world around you. Think of the mountains you climbed and the relationships you formed over the years. But most importantly, think of how your life is all the better for them.
Anyone who has been a part of ACA has a home here for life. We are grateful for the wonderful team of faculty and staff who will lead ACA into its next chapter. You all work tirelessly to provide our students with the best possible education and care. And to any continuing ACA students in the audience, we know that you will keep up your hard work, and someday soon, you too will be standing on this stage as a graduate. No matter where we are in the world, we will be cheering you on.
And speaking of cheering you on, let's give it up for these graduates.
You have climbed and climbed and climbed, and you have finally reached the summit of your high school careers.
We are so proud of you, and we'll miss you lots.
Congratulations, class of 2024.
All right, good job.
Thank you both. Thank you both. We're going to be missed. They are going to be sorely missed. Our school community comes together every year to choose one student to address the class. This year's speaker was a unanimous choice. She has been with us 3 years, having come to us when we were still in the old building, and has exhibited significant growth and development in her time at ACA. She came to us as a young, quiet, at times immature sophomore, basically unsure of what she was capable of. The metamorphosis of this student has been profound. She has truly come into her own and become her own person. She is now fully aware of what she can accomplish. Just one example of this being her acceptance into Brooklyn College, where she plans to attend in the fall. Here to address her classmates, Ms. Serenity Newbury.
Hello, family and friends, and thank you for coming here to celebrate our achievements. I want to especially congratulate my fellow graduates for all the hard work and dedication you put in over the years. Whew, sorry, I'm a lot of breath. If you told me 3 years ago that I would be speaking at my graduation ceremony, I wouldn't have believed you. Being at ACA has taught me many things, and I would say one of the most important lessons I've learned is that life is what you make it. When I first started here, there was many days where I was completely unmotivated and I had a lot of sadness that I just wanted to sulk in. I would be physically in my classes, but mentally I was somewhere else. I avoided school a lot, especially when I first got to ACA. When I would tell Ms. Hickox the reasons why I wanted to stay home, she would try to push me to come to school. She would tell me it would be better for me to get out of my room, in my head, to socialize and be with people who loved and cared about me. But nothing she could say motivated me to change. There was one day where I spent the whole morning in shambles, a complete crying mess. I sent a text to Ms. Hickox saying I wasn't going to come into school, but she convinced me otherwise. There's not much I can say about that day. It wasn't extraordinary, but I do remember being surrounded by friends and teachers who genuinely cared about me. This is one of those moments where my eyes started to open and I realized if I just continued to mope around, my life would never change. So let's fast forward to May of 2022. I'm taking one of the most dreaded tests in the state of Massachusetts, MCAS. MCAS has always been my enemy. Ever since elementary school, hearing that I would have to take MCAS would make my knees weak and my stomach twist in knots. It was one of the most stress-inducing tests I've ever had to take, and I know others would agree on me with that too. So let me set the scene. It's Judgment Day, and I was sitting in the back of the classroom. It was mildly dark, and there were only a couple of kids testing with me. I was so overwhelmed with everything that I think I fell asleep in the middle of the test. I don't even know how long I was out of it, but I started to panic when I looked at the time, and at least an hour had passed. I started to speed through the few questions I could answer confidently, but the clock started to get closer and closer to 7 p.m. And at this point, the only questions I hadn't answered were the ones that looked like they were written in hieroglyphics. I was distraught, to say the least. I remember thinking there was no way I could do that, and all I wanted to do was give up and leave. But I was faced with a hard reality check. I had to finish this test. There was no way around that. So I had a choice to make. Either continue to check out and avoid this test like I have in the past, or I could do the damn thing and prove to myself that I can do this. Despite how discouraged and belittled I felt, and how every time a student finished the test and left the room made me feel more and more ashamed of myself, I did the hard thing and I tried my best. It was after 7 and I was done with the test, mentally and physically. I was an emotional mess, and I went straight home so I could forget about the day I just had. I went to school for the next month or so, going through the motions. I fully believed that I failed the test and was going to have to retake it the following school year. So one day, Ms. Hickox pulled me aside as I walked into school. I immediately thought, oh no, what did I do now? As she called me out into the hallway. But when I noticed the big smile on her face, I realized that this wasn't a bad conversation at all. And she told me I did it. I passed the math MCAS. I did all that worrying and freaking out over nothing, she said. But what she didn't know was that my years of trying and silently struggling were over, and I was finally free of this label of failure. From there on out, school became easier for me. I was able to keep on top of my work and follow through with my responsibilities. School didn't feel as hard anymore, especially because MCAS was the final boss, and I would be never forced to play that game again. Now, it was just time for me to go to school and actually enjoy it. It was during this time that I was able to build relationships with my peers and certain staff members on a deeper level. I was also more willing to connect with what was going on in my classes because I was free from that fear of failure or having to take a test that could potentially change the course of my high school career. Taking this test has taught me that things in your life aren't as bad as you think they are, and I've learned so much throughout my time at ACA, and I just really want to thank the staff again for that. Current and future ACA students, if I were to leave you with one piece of advice, find a staff member you can connect with and talk to. They will make space for you, they will listen to you, but most importantly, they will help you find ways to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And as someone who always lived in darkness, that was something I needed. Sometimes you genuinely just need to take a deep breath and look around at the people and the things you love in life and appreciate it. Appreciate them. Love the little things. Life is truly what you make it and the people you have around you. And please never forget that. Thank you.
I think it's safe to say we know how to pick them, right? And now, Ms. Gerald will return for the moment we've really all been waiting for. Graduates.
To our audience, thank you for sharing your babies with us. Nicholas Arana. Jada Alaska Carlson. Marissa Rose Carroll. Ariana Lynn Curry. Braden Diabalar. Brett Emmanuel DiCristoforo. Michael Joseph Driscoll. Emily Elizabeth Rose Forbes. Darwin Josue Garcia Sosa. Taylor Ann Harris. Alton Sage Lamrell Hathaway. Preston Scott Hogan. Natalie Rose James. Rondell Pierre Leatherwood. Sierra Pickle Massey. Spencer Elijah McFadden. Serenity Tamaya Newberry. Trinity Elisa Newberry. Carolina Rose Packard Flores. Eddie Samuel Rodriguez. Christina Najima Sanan. Alexis Marie Soto.
Thank you, Ms. Gerald. Mr. Sawyer, would you please come up and certify these graduates?
All right, you guys ready? This is it. By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Attleboro School Committee, I hereby recognize that the diploma recipients here today have met all legal and state requirements. I now declare you graduates of the Attleboro Community Academy in the year 2024. Congratulations.
On behalf of the faculty and staff, I invite you to visit the refreshment table in the cafeteria for treats and beverages. Thank you for sharing this special evening with us. Please remain seated until the graduates have exited. Please, graduates, please rise.